What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Philly Insider Podcast. I'm Hunter Doyle here, and we have another trade deadline candidate today. We're looking at Michael A. Taylor from the Kansas City Royals. A lot of you probably remember him from his national days. We played him a number of times throughout his career. And look, the first thing, I talked about this with Laureano, it's his defensive ability. He is 14th or tied for 14th in the league in outfield assists this year, so he's got a cannon on him. And I think that it's really interesting to see how these guys get to the baseball in center field. I think the biggest thing with him is that it's his top speed. You know, some guys get there because their route's really good. Some guys get there because they read it really well off the bat. I think with him, it's just the top speed he hits, and it's evidence on the base paths and in the outfield too. So I really like that about him because you have already Schwarber out there. You have Castellanos out there for probably a good bit. You know, that'll probably, Castellanos will probably DH a little bit more with Harper out, but you definitely need someone who can play good defense out there, and he covers ground and he makes really good throws to prevent runners from scoring. And I think the biggest thing I saw with him in terms of analytics, I know some of you guys aren't analytics people, but I like to bring it up for those who are, in terms of 4-star catch probability, which is 26 to 50%, he has caught 5 of 11 of those opportunities for outs. To have that many chances and convert on almost 50% of them, really, really impressive. Now, talking about what he does at the plate, he has had a pretty good year. He's hitting 274. He's got five big flies, and he's got 22 ribbies. And he has an OPS of 749 right now. And he's scored 25 runs, too. That's the biggest thing with him. He gets on, there's a chance he could come around to score just because of how fast he is. Laureano's pretty fast on the base paths, but Taylor definitely is a next level fast. You know, he's got that sprint speed on him. So, and that's something, his defense and his speed on the base paths, that is something, you look at his track record, all throughout his career, that has been kind of the highlight of his game. He also has 2 triples this year to show for it. So, you know, obviously he can turn doubles into triples. He can turn singles into doubles. That's huge to have a guy like that on the base paths. Hasn't swiped a ton of bags this year. Actually has only stolen 1 out of 2 opportunities. So that's weird because in the past he has tried to steal more bases, but I'm okay with it. He got caught 7 times last year on 21 attempts, so I'm not super upset about that. But, you know, it is something. If he can get better jumps on the base pass, I'd like to see that because he can make an impact there. But even if not, I mean, you know, anytime there's a ball in a gap, he's a threat to score from first base. So I think that's huge. But talking about his hitting, yes, he is having a good year. Looking at his track record, outside of 2017 when he hit 271 and had an 806 OPS, the track record does not suggest that he is going to stick around this point, which is what scares me a little bit. He's 31 years old. We kind of know what he is at this point. He's been a sub-700 OPS player most of his career. And again, I don't just like to go off of the numbers in that. I try to use a mix of my eye test and the numbers I've seen. Look, he has hit the ball well this year, and I think he deserves credit for that. But also, he hasn't hit the ball very hard and still strikes out way too frequently. I think that's been one of his big problems as a major league player. So that's something that needs to change. I will say, to his credit, he has walked 22 times this year, which is, and that rate is way more than he's walked in years past. So I'm hoping that is something that is a constant and that continues the rest of the year for him, especially if he were to come and play in a Philadelphia Phillies uniform, because we definitely need that patience. And him, again, like I said, him getting on is a huge threat on the base paths, but I am worried about that. That being said, despite his lack of offensive ability in his career, I do really think his defensive ability it really, 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 really helps a baseball team out, and I think that's what we need right now. The thing is, we're comparing him to guys like Odubel, and Odubel has not, obviously, like I said in the Laureano video, he has hit awfully with runners in scoring position this year. Taylor has not done that throughout his career either. And this year he's been a little bit better at it, but I wouldn't exactly count on that from him down the stretch. But, yeah, I mean, and considering Odubel's defensive metrics this year, you know, I think Taylor is far and above better than him defensively, but still you're talking about a slight defensive upgrade for around probably same offensive ability, leveling out around 2. If Taylor does continue this pace, I'll eat my words, and I hope he does. That would be awesome, especially if he comes here, but I'm just not expecting it. So I do think it's an upgrade from Odubel. And again, I talked about Reeling in the last video. Don't view him as a defensive center fielder, but I think he's going to find ways to be in the lineup because he can move around a little bit. But yeah, I do like Taylor. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I think he helps his team out with our guys in the outfield right now. He covers a lot of ground, and I'm interested to see where he goes. I think he will be on the move. The Royals are not contending, and he's 31. He's got 1 more year of control after this, so he is around next year on $4.5 million. just a little bit pricey, but not too much. I mean, I'm not going to be up in arms about it, you know. So I think it's interesting. Definitely overperforming right now offensively, and yeah, we will see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about Michael Taylor. I personally do like him. I think he'd be a slight upgrade for us, and I think he would help us out. So, not opposed to it, like I said. But yeah, ring the bell. God bless. I'll see y'all later, and peace out.